guys, I'm Steph and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be trying out something new at the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer and I picked up shade 115 from the Walmart website. I do believe that you can find this in store at Walmart. So I just haven't made a trip to my local Walmart, so I thought it was much easier just to order it online, and it retails for $7.98. Now, some of you are big fans of the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation, as well as the Dewy Foundation. I have tried and used both in the past. They are not currently in my stash at the moment. I have, which one do I have of Maybelline? I have the Maybelline Dream Foundation, like the Dream Cover Foundation, which I really enjoy. But we're trying this one out today. Some of you have been waiting anxiously for me to post this review, and I did not disappoint, guys. I am here. We are doing a 2-day 10-hour wear test per day. The first day, I'm going to be wearing this by itself without primer, without setting powder, without setting spray. And actually today is day 2, and I'm wearing it with my full face of traditional makeup. So we're going to see how this new one from Maybelline is going to perform on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin. So let me just give you guys a quick background on me and my skin and what I look for in foundation, especially if this is your first time here on my channel. Welcome first and foremost. I really do hope you'll consider subscribing. I am 39 years old and I have a normal to oily skin. I am oily primarily in my T-zone. My major concerns right now are my large visible pores and the fine lines under my eye area. Makeup tends to break up on me almost instantly right in this area right here. Now, the first place that foundation tends to break up on me is usually around my mouth area and on my nose. My nose is definitely the place where I get the oiliest the quickest. I like foundations to have a medium to full coverage, but you know what, guys? Lately, I've been trying a lot of sheer lightweight foundations. I love a nice glow to my skin, so I do not mind trying a dewy foundation, a luminous foundation. I try them all, and I seem to love a lot of different foundations, and I don't necessarily just stick to foundations that are meant for my skin type. I have no problem trying a foundation that's intended for dry skin because you just never know how a product is going to work until you try it on your own skin. So what works for me may or may not work for you, but I'm hoping to give you guys some good information today to help make the buying decision process just a little bit easier when it comes to this new one from Maybelline. Now we're going to get into details about this new tinted moisturizer, then I'll take you through the application, and then I will take you through the day 1 and day 2 wear test, and we'll see how this new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer is going to perform. So if you guys want to see how this tinted moisturizer review is going to go down, keep on watching. The new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer provides natural coverage and shine-free 12-hour hydration. This formula enhances skin without hiding it, blurs pores, and conceals imperfections. It is your natural look and feel all in one easy fit, created from 76% natural origin ingredients with aloe. This natural tinted moisturizer is available in 14 hydrating shades. It retails for $7.98 at Walmart. It is going to provide a lightweight, fresh feel formula, even skin and tone, and conceals imperfections for naturally perfected skin. The tone-fitting pigments fit all skin tones and textures. All right, so let's dive into this new one from Maybelline, the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. Once again, I'm going to be using the shade 115. I ordered this online from Walmart, and I'm hoping it is a good shade match. I'm actually trying out a new self-tanner today, so I I think it might be good. I think this should work. Today's going to be the day where I don't apply primer or setting powder. I am going to do concealer like under my eye area and maybe a little bit, you know, where I normally place my concealer, but I am not going to be using any setting powder today. I do want to try this one from RevitaLash. This is the Aquablur Hydrating Eye Gel Primer. I've been wearing this the last couple days. And it seems to be working. That's what it looks like there. And I usually go in, like I already have my traditional eye cream on, but this is supposed to just give your under eye area that added bit of moisture and prep it for the makeup application. And I usually don't use an under eye primer, but they sent this to me in that very sweet PR package. So I definitely wanted to try it, and so far I've been enjoying it. It feels kind of cooling under the eye area too, so it's great for in the morning. But I have noticed the last couple days that my concealer looks pretty good, and it stays looking pretty good. We'll see how it does today. I'm going to wear a different concealer with it. I think I have a Maybelline concealer that, since we're trying a Maybelline foundation tinted moisturizer. I don't know if you can see a difference, but it's during the makeup application when you can see the difference. Okay, so let's go in with this one from Maybelline. I'm going to give it a good shake. I am going to use my BK Beauty 101 brush just because that is what I've been noticing works better with these sheer lightweight products. Now, even though it says it's a tinted moisturizer and it's a little squeezy tube, I wouldn't use this as my only moisturizer. Okay, you can see it's very runny, but I do think it looks like it's going to be a good shade match. But I wouldn't use this as my one and done moisturizer. So I already have my regular skincare on. That does include SPF. There is no scent to this. Don't smell anything. I'm just going to do this right side first. That way we can compare. I think the coverage is looking pretty decent so far. I mean, it's definitely like evening out my skin tone. Now, you can see there, it doesn't seem to be blending into the skin. It feels like it's sitting on top of my skin. And that's not good. I have a damp beauty blender. I'm just going to pick up a little bit. Let's see if we can just press this in. Yeah, I think that's looking better. And I normally would go in with a beauty sponge after the brush just to press everything in, make sure everything is seamless. So yeah, that seems to be working. Okay, well, is it? Yeah, look right there. What is going on here? Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay. So maybe it's just one of those that it's gonna take a minute to settle down. So here we go with the comparison. So you can see the coverage. I mean, there's definitely some coverage, but yeah. It looks a little funny there. Let's try this side. I'm not going to use the brush. Just going to stick with this beauty blender. Okay, so this is looking terrible. It is like clinging to the sides of my cheeks. Like it's not blending. And I'm like having to drag the beauty blender. And thank God I don't have a lot of errands to run today. Because this is looking terrible. The finish is nice. I mean, you definitely have a nice little glow. But, oof, yeah, that's not... I can only imagine, I mean, I'm a normal to oily skin type, so I can only imagine somebody with dry skin using this. Somebody who has dry patches on their skin, Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work for you guys. So I think I managed to blend it out as best I could. Definitely, for me, it's gonna be a beauty blender or maybe even your fingers, but I don't know. I just don't always like going in with a foundation using my fingertips. I'd rather just use a makeup tool to do it with, and I think this beauty blender is helping to save this. But yeah, that did not start off very great. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to use this one from Maybelline. This is the SuperStay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer. All right, so I think the concealer went over really nicely on top of this RevitaLash Aquablur eye primer. So I'm liking that. I want to try spot concealing. I want to see what's going to happen if I put something on top of this tinted moisturizer. And this was the area that it's looking a little bit weird. So let's see if maybe adding a concealer can kind of help that. I actually think that's making it look better. I'm going to be really interested to see how this is going to wear with a primer, especially like a pore filling primer since I do have large pores. That seems to be working. Yeah, that definitely helped it. I'm actually going to add a little bit right here. This is where I would normally apply my concealer. I hadn't used this one in a while. Yeah, that made it look much better, but still not too sure why it was kind of just sitting on top of the skin like that. But like I said, I would not rely on this to be my one and done moisturizer. It's just not something that I would do. Maybe if you are really oily, maybe if you do have full on oily skin, then maybe you would do that. But I personally, I like to separate the two. That's just me. That's just my preference. But okay, this is how this new Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer from Maybelline is looking. And I'm going to be wearing this for the next 10 hours. No powder, but I am probably going to do the rest of my makeup. And I'm just going to go in with cream-based products, like a cream-based bronzer and blush. And then, of course, do my eye look. This is how the face is looking. Oh, I'm not going to do any setting spray either. So I'll be back in about 5 hours to give you the first check-in of the day. And we'll see how this new one from Maybelline is wearing on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin. So stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the 5-hour check-in of me trying out the new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. And this is what my skin is looking like. I used a cream bronzer, which I used the Patrick Ta one, and I used a cream blush, which was the LYS Beauty one. I'll have those linked in the description box down below, but I didn't add any highlighter, okay? I haven't added any powder. I didn't even add powder to my under eye area, and this is what the skin is looking like. I feel like I needed to have added powder. Like, I feel like my nose is already oily and it is starting to cake up on the sides. And I kind of even feel like around my mouth, it is showing signs of wear. Like, look, you can clearly see my nose already needs a good blot. Now, I do want to say that I really like the way the contour or the bronzer and the blush applied on top of this tinted moisturizer. I thought they blended into each other perfectly. But now that I've been wearing this for, you know, a little over 5 hours now, to me, it's just showing signs of wear, and it's too soon to be showing those signs. So I don't know what we're going to look like at the 10-hour mark, but I'm guessing it's not going to be that great. I'm still a little concerned with, you know, how it applied this morning and the kind of breaking up that was going on here on my cheeks. That has seemed to, you know, iron itself out, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be for me, but we're giving it a good 2-day, 10-hour wear test per day. So I will be back later to give you my final thoughts on day 1 of this new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. All right, guys, this is the 10-hour check-in with the new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer, shade 115. Yeah, I am definitely shiny. I am an oil slick right now. Now, if you'll remember from the beginning of this video during the application portion, this was the area that was looking pretty bad. Like, I was thinking, oh no, this is gonna be a terrible wear test today. But actually, this area is the best looking area on my face. Clearly, guys, I'm really oily, and I got really oily on my nose pretty early on. I would say around the 3-hour mark, and definitely by the 5-hour check-in, you could tell that I needed a good blot. It did already cake up on my nose, and it did that during the 5-hour check-in. And then on my forehead, it does look a little smooth, but when you look up close, you can see where some of the tinted moisturizer has rubbed off. Or if I like touched my hair and then accidentally touched my forehead, you can see where it's smeared. Right here, it did settle a little bit into my smile line, but not too bad. And it didn't do that until, you know, a few hours after application. Yeah, I really don't like the way this has worn today. I feel like I'm ready just to take this makeup off. It did kind of rub off already on my chin and around my mouth area. It has, you know, already started to break up a little bit. But guys, like, I'm really impressed at how the bronzer and blush applied over this. I think maybe it even helped to save it on this side because it still looks pretty good, pretty intact on this cheek area versus the rest of my face. So I'm anxious to see how this is going to wear with all of my makeup, like the primer and setting powder. I'm thinking I'm gonna get a better wear out of it that way. And just to tell you guys this again, even though it is a tinted moisturizer, I will never use it that way. I will use it as my foundation because I have my regular morning skincare routine plus SPF, and then I go in with my primer, foundation, so on and so forth. So that is how I would use this product. You, of course, you do you. If you want to use this as your tinted moisturizer, as your only moisturizer, then go for it. But for me, this isn't how I would wear this product. Just throwing that out there. So we'll see how this is going to do tomorrow on day 2 of this new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. Stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the day 2 wear test of this new Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer from Maybelline. And I just got done applying my makeup, and this looks terrible. It looks terrible. I tried applying this with my fingers, and I'll insert a picture here of how that went. This is not for me. Like, it might look okay on camera, but when you look up close, it's like caking up pretty much everywhere, especially like around my nose, up here in this area on my forehead. It looks like makeup that I've had on all day, and I literally just applied this less than an hour ago. Let me tell you the products that I used this morning. So I used the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. I've used this one a couple times already, and I really do enjoy it. Then for concealer and for powder, I went in with Thrive Cosmetics. I really have been enjoying my new Thrive Cosmetics products. And then for, you know what, I haven't applied a setting spray yet. That is the only thing that I need to do, and I'm probably going to go in with the Huda one, the Huda Resting Boss Face. When I started applying this tinted moisturizer on this side of the face, I started with a damp beauty blender, and it's like, it doesn't blend. It's not one that you're going to be able to bounce the beauty blender on your face like you normally would with a typical foundation. This, you almost have to swipe the beauty blender. And for me, I don't like that motion at all. I feel like it's just removing product instead of applying the product. But that is the way this seems to blend into the skin, which I don't know. I really don't know. I definitely think this is a product that it needs time to kind of set itself up, and then it looks a little bit better an hour or two after wearing, but then it kind of just starts going south around the 4 or 5 hour mark. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna see how it holds up today with the rest of my products, especially because I'm wearing a setting powder today, and I didn't the other day, the first day that I wore it. But I am not extremely happy with it right now, but it has 10 hours to go, or 9 hours now left to go. So I'll be back with a midday check-in, and then I'll be back at the end of the day with my final thoughts on this new Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. All right, guys, so it's been a little over 5 hours that I've been wearing the new Tinted Moisturizer from Maybelline, and all right, let me tell you what looks good and what doesn't. So, like right here, I can definitely see it settling into my pores. It's kind of caking up like right here around my nose. I'm not as shiny as I was the first day that I wore it without the powder, but it could definitely look better. I have been wearing a mask on and off throughout the day, and I do feel like you can see right there where it's kind of rubbed off. My forehead looks pretty good, but I really don't like the way it is looking in this area. It's just sitting on top of my skin and accentuating my pores. And of course, around my nose, I am not liking the way it looks at all. Everywhere else, it seems to be doing fine, but this just doesn't feel like this is for me. And I'm not too sure who exactly it is for, because I definitely don't think this is going to be for somebody with dry skin, because I feel like it's just going to cling to your texture. So maybe somebody with normal, perfect skin is going to be the one to enjoy this product. That ain't me. So I'll be back in another few hours, and I will give you guys the final verdict on this new one from Maybelline. All right, guys, 2 days and 10 hours later with the Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. This is the shade 115, and I picked this up online from Walmart. Now, let's start with the shade. The shade, I think, is a really nice shade match. As you can see here, I think it blends out really well onto my neck. I think it's a really good shade for me right now. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but when I look for a foundation, I tend to look more so in the fair to light category. And I like to look for a neutral to warm undertones. Now, this is a tinted moisturizer, but not everybody, including myself, is going to rely on this to be your one and done moisturizer. And I really don't recommend doing that. I feel like everyone should have a good morning skincare routine down, and then your products that are going to be foundation-like should go on top of that and complement one another. So that is how I wore this these last couple days. I did wear sunscreen on both days because for me, sunscreen down here in South Texas is a non-negotiable. So let's first start with how my skin looks right now. I've been wearing a mask on and off throughout the day, and you can definitely see where it has rubbed off. My nose does look red. It looks like it's missing part of the moisturizer because it is. And it's definitely caked up right around my nose area because that is the place where I get the oiliest the quickest. I think my forehead looks much better today than it did on day one, but I am not liking the way it looks all through here. It looks very makeup-y. It looks like it's just laying on top of my skin. It has not like meshed or absorbed into my skin, if that makes sense. It just looks like I have a not so great foundation on. The coverage on this is okay. For a tinted moisturizer, I guess it's actually pretty good. I did like the way the concealer wore on top of this when I spot concealed in these areas, which I did not do that today, but I did that in day one. I thought that looked pretty good. So if you're going to end up purchasing this product, that might be something that you want to do. I also like the way my cream contour, bronzer, and cream blush applied over this. I thought those two products really blended in nicely together. Today I'm wearing powder products and it's okay. Like it looks fine, but I did like this better with those cream-based products. Now, I will say that the setting powder has definitely helped this tinted moisturizer on day two. However, I am still not a fan of this product. The way it applies, that is your first impression when you're applying your foundation, when you're applying your tinted moisturizer, and it did not make a great first impression. It got really smeary and cakey. It just did not glide on well, and I wasn't able to stipple the product or bounce the product in. I had to like drag it, and that's not the way that I use a beauty blender. So I didn't even like the way it looked with my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, and you guys know I love that brush, but for this product, I didn't like the way it looked at all. Now, I tried using my fingertips. No, absolutely not. That is a picture I'm using for the thumbnail in case you haven't noticed. That was a nightmare. I do not like this with my fingertips, which I usually don't use foundation with my fingertips. That's not the way I apply it. But this was a no for me. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a nice like tinted moisturizer, tinted type of hydrating product, get yourself the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator at $5. This one from Wet n Wild is absolutely amazing. It provides the hydration that you're looking for, and it has the most beautiful radiant finish, and it just leaves your skin looking so healthy, so glowy, just so pretty. For $5, guys, this is the one you need to get. Stay clear of this one from Maybelline. If you're a fan of the Fit Me foundation, stay with those. This is not something that worked for me and my normal to oily skin. I will probably be returning this because I don't plan to ever use this again. Stay clear of this one. It just didn't do anything to blur my pores. It didn't do anything to enhance the good parts of my skin. It just accentuated all the bad parts, and it is not something that I want hanging around my stash. All right, guys, so now it's time for me to hear from you. What did you guys think of this 2-day wear test with the new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer? I know some of you have been anxiously awaiting this video, so definitely let me know your thoughts. Did you order it? Are you gonna order it? Maybe you're at Walmart right now and you're watching this video and you're thinking, should I pick it up? Nah, don't. Keep walking. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.